Are strangers in your sight, O God. Like all who came before us, our days on earth vanished like shadows. But the speedy flight of life and the grave that looms on the horizon should not dismay us. Rather, let them teach us wisdom and prompt us to put our trust in you. For only the dust returns to the dust. The spirit which you have breathed into us returns to you, its everlasting source. Into us you have placed a portion of your divinity. Your mighty strength is our firm support. When we become servants of your law, witnesses to your truth, champions of your kingdom, then indeed do we endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Lord, you have been our refuge in all generations. For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past, or as a watch in the night. The number of our years may be many or few, yet vain toil fills their span, for it is soon ended, and we fly away. So teach us to number our days, that we may grow wise in heart. Let the beauty of our eternal God be with us, and may our work have lasting value. O God, author of light and death, our wisdom is small, our vision short. One by one our companions, passing along the road of life, disappear from our view. We know that we each must walk the same path to the doorway of the grave. We strain to see what lies beyond the gate, but all is darkness to our mortal sight. You have created us in your image and made us share in your enduring righteousness. You have put eternity into our hearts, have implanted within us a vision of life everlasting. This hope we cherish in humility and faith, trusting in your endless goodness and your wondrous love. Sustain us, O God, that we may meet with calm serenity the dark mysteries that lie ahead, knowing that when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with us, a loving friend in whom we put our trust. You are the light of our life, our hope in eternity. Up my eyes to the mountains. What is the source of my help? My help will come from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. God will not allow your foot to slip. Your guardian will not slumber. Behold, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. The Eternal is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will guard you from all evil. God will protect your being. The Lord will guard you coming and going from this time forth and forever. If some messenger were to come up to us with the offer that death should be overthrown, but with one inseparable condition, that birth should also cease. If the existing generation were given the chance to live forever, but on the clear understanding that never again would there be a child, or a youth, or first love, never again new persons with new hopes, new ideas, new achievements, ourselves for always, and never any others, could the answer be in doubt? Alas, for those who cannot sing, but die with all their music in them. Let us treasure the time we have, and resolve to use it well, counting each moment precious, a chance to apprehend some truth, to experience some beauty, to conquer some evil, to relieve some suffering, to love and be loved, to achieve something of lasting worth. Rabbi Tarfon says, "The day is short and the task is great, and the workers are sluggish, and the wages are high, and the master of the house is pressing. All things pass away, but you are eternal. Teach us, O God, to see that when we link ourselves to you and strive to do your will, our lives acquire eternal meaning and value, and sustain in us the hope, for we dare not ask for more, that the human spirit, created in your image, is like you, eternal." In you, Lord, do I seek refuge. Let me never be put to shame. You have made my days a mere span. My life's duration is nothing before you. Those who stand firm are but a breath of wind. What hope have I then, Lord? My trust is in you. I dwell in the shelter of the Most High. I abide in the shadow of the Almighty. Let us call to mind the great and good, through whom the Lord has done wonders. Wise and eloquent in their teachings, they were just and loving in their deeds. There are some who have left a name behind them, whose remembrance is as honey in the mouth. And there are some who have left no memorial, whose names have vanished as though they have never been. I think continually of those who are truly great, who from the womb remembered the soul's history, through the endless corridors of light where the hours are suns, endless and singing, whose lovely ambition was that their lips, still touched with fire, should tell of the spirit clothed from head to foot in song, and who hoarded from the spring branches the desires falling across their bodies like blossoms. What is precious is never to forget, the delight of the blood drawn from ageless springs, breaking through rocks and worlds before our earth, never to deny its pleasure in the simple morning light, nor its grave evening demand for love, never to allow gradually the traffic to smother with noise and fog the flowering of the spirit. Near the snow, near the sun, in the highest fields, see how these names are feted by the waving grass, and by the streamers of white cloud and whispers of wind in the listening sky, the names of those who in their lives fought for life, who wore at their hearts the fire's center. Born of the sun, they traveled a short while towards the sun, and left the vivid air signed with their honor. May the pains of past bereavements grow more gentle indeed. Let them be transformed into gratitude to our dear ones who have died, and tenderness to those who are still with us. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for the sake of his name. And even when I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. With rod and staff you comfort me. You have set a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. O Lord of life, our times are in your hand. One generation comes into the world to be blessed with days of peace and safety. Another goes to the valley of the shadow, enduring the cruelties of persecution and war. Heartbreaking have been the times that they have fallen to our lot, O God. We have lived through the years of tyranny and destruction. We are schooled in sorrow and acquainted with grief. We have seen the just defeated, the innocent driven from their homes, and the righteous suffer a martyrdom as merciless as any ages have witnessed. At this hour of memorial, we recall with grief all your children who have perished through the cruelty of the oppressor, victims of demonic hate, the aged and the young, the learned and unlettered, all driven in multitudes along the road of pain and pitiless death. Their very presence on earth was begrudged them, for they brought your covenant of mercy and justice to the recollection of your enemies. They perish because they were a symbol of your eternal law. Their death has brought darkness to the human soul. They lie in nameless graves, in far-off forests and lonely fields, and the substance of many was scattered by the winds to the earth's four corners. Yet they shall not be forgotten. We take them into our hearts and give them a place beside the cherished memories of our own loved ones. They now are ours. We remember with sorrow those whom death has taken from our midst during this past year. Carmen Archangel, Howard Barish, Robert Beaver, Trudy Koppel, Benny Davis, Robert Ehrlich, Carolyn Epstein, Lori Evans, Marilyn Feigelson, Roy Fine, Ruth Fine, Sheila Freeman, Hilda Gilbert, Barry Goldenberg, Jack Hibschman, Rhoda Hibschman, Lydia Greenspoon, Dick Katz, Thelma Platoff-Klein, Linda Krieger, Melvin Korolitz, Gail Goldwater-Littman, Myron Maxwell, Michael Meltzer, Eugene Price, Robert Rosenberg, Herman Saltz, Leonard Seligman, Fred Schulak, Norbert Silverman, Ethel Lerner Stromberg, Evelyn Steinman, Charlene Sullivan. Taking these dear ones into our hearts with all our beloved, we recall them now with reverence. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the opening buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. When we were weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. We take a few moments for private reflection. We continue on 492 as we rise together for El Malei Rachamim.
El Malei Rachamim, Shochen Mamromim, Hamtzeh Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei Hashchina, Im Kedoshim Utorim, Kezohar HaKakim HaMazhirim, Lenishmot Yakireinu, She'alchu Leolamam, Balachamim, Yasirem Besete Knafav Leolamim, Veyitrol Mitrol Adonai hu nachlatam ve'yanuchu b'shalom b'shalom al mishkavam v'nomar
We include in our prayers those whose yard site the anniversary of the passing occurs at this time of year. Gladys Martindale, Esther Ramirez, Ethel Jane Collner, Gudula Koppel, Gunther Koppel, Carol Koppel, Elaine Infield, Jenny Rousseau, Milton Isaacson, Lillian Myers, Flynn Kirschenbaum. If you'd like to contribute another name to the people that we're remembering today, please do so now. We continue with our words of comfort on page 492. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divra chiruteh v'yamlich machuteh Chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh dechol be'Yisrael bagala v'izman kariv v'imru Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kedusha La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tishbechata v'nechamata Amiram be'alma ve'imru Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru
Oseh shalom bimromav Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Imru Amen Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
We continue on page 500 as we begin our concluding service. Forgive your neighbors the wrongs they have done you, and when you pray your sins will be forgiven. If I nurse anger against another, can I ask pardon of the Lord? Showing no pity for one like myself, can I then plead for my own sins? If I, a creature of flesh, nourish resentment, who will forgive me my sins? Let not the fierce sun dry one tear of pain. Before you yourself have wiped it from the sufferer eye. But let each burning human tear drop onto your heart and there remain, nor ever brush it off until the pain that caused it removed.
Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma diberach chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh v'chayechon v'zamechon ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. וגאלהו בזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהלל ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לכל שעה וישבו נהלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושפחתה ונחמתה דמירן והלמה ויאמרו אמן. וכותבנו בספר החיים למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, לחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, לחיי חיים בחסד, לחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ונופל חולים, ומציל אסורים, ומחייהם באמונתו ישנה מחר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך מגיל ומחייב ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך אחר רחמים, זוכר ישועה וחיים ברחמים, ונאמנתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הארץ.
שמענה סלחנה היום עבור כפניים ונהלך נורא ואיום. Hear now, forgive now, as the day turns to night, we praise you, the one awesome in greatness and mystery.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, כך כתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. עדיף אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated as we continue on page 506 with Sim Shalom.
שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חיים חסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל עמך, ברכנו אבינו כולנו אחד, כי באופניך נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו. שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה טובה וברכה וחיים חסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל,
Our God, the guide of humanity, let your Spirit rule this nation and its citizens, that their deeds may be prompted by a love of justice and right, and bear fruit in goodness and peace. Teach us to work for the welfare of all, to diminish the evils that beset us, and to enlarge our nation's virtues. Bless our striving to make real the dream of your kingdom, when we shall put an end to the suffering we now inflict upon each other. For you have endowed us with noble powers. Help us to use them wisely and with compassion. You have given us freedom to choose between good and evil, life and death. May we choose life and good, that our children may inherit from us the blessings of dignity and freedom, prosperity and peace. Compassionate God, let the promise be fulfilled. I will bring peace to the land. You shall be serene and unafraid. I will rid the land of vicious beasts, and the sword of war shall be set aside. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, nor ever again shall they train for war. Justice shall roll down like waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Continue on 5:10. Adonai Melech, Adonai Malach, Adonai Yimloch Leolam Va'ed. The Lord, the everlasting King, the Lord will reign forever. Before the earth and sky were formed, the Lord was King. When heaven's lights had yet to shine, the Lord did reign. Though like a garment earth decay, and heaven all as smoke dissolve. Before the earth expanse was spread, the Lord was King. And when its creatures all were formed, the Lord did reign. The earth from out its orbit reeled and trembled to its lowest depths. We rise together for Avinu Malkeinu on page 511. Avinu Malkeinu, Patach Sha'arei Shamayim L'Tfilatenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Na'al Tishvenu Rekam Milfa Nacha. Avinu Malkeinu Tzalach Umcha L'chol Avonotenu. Avinu Malkeinu Zachor Ki Afar Anachnu. Avinu Malkeinu Chamol Aleinu Va'al Olaleinu V'tapenu. Avinu Malkeinu Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu Chatmenu B'Sefer Chayim Tovim. Avinu Malkeinu Haram Karen Yisrael Amecha. Avinu Malkeinu Kalei Kol Tzar Umasi Ma'aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu Hamtzach Lanu Yeshua B'Karov. Avinu Malkeinu Chanenu V'Anenu Ki Ein Banu Ma'asim Aseh Imanu Tzedakah V'Chesed V'Hoshi'enu. Our God, God of our mothers and fathers, Grant that our prayers may reach you. Do not be deaf to our pleas, for we are not so arrogant and stiff-necked as to say before you, Lord our God and God of all ages, we are perfect and have not sinned. Rather do we confess, we have gone astray, we have sinned, we have transgressed.
Eloheinu, Elohe Avotenu, Tavo lefanecha, tefilatenu, ve'al titalam, mishinatenu, she'anachnu, azevanim uksheoref, lomar lefanecha. Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elokei Avotenu, tzadikim anachnu ve'lo chadanu. Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Diparnu dofi, ay, 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 Evinu, Ve'irshanu, Zadnu, Chasmasnu, Tafalnu shaker, ay, 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 Yatsnura, Kizavnu, Latsnu, Maradnu, Nihatsnu, Zararnu, Avinu, Pashanu, Sararnu, Kishinu oref. Ay, 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 ay. Rashanu. Shichatnu. Tihavnu. Tainu. Titanu.
We all have committed offenses. Together we confess these human sins. Some of us have kept grudges, were lustful, malicious, or narrow-minded. There was violence, weakness of will, xenophobia. We continue on page 516 at the top. In your great mercy, you are a God of forgiveness, gracious and merciful, endlessly patient, loving and true. You ask evildoers to return to you, and do not seek their death. For it has been said, declare to them, as I live, says the Lord God, it is not the death of the wicked I seek, but that they turn from their ways and live. Turn back from your evil ways, for why should you choose to die, O house of Israel? Now send forth your hidden light and open to your servants the gates of help. Open for us the gates of righteousness. Open the gates, open them wide. Open the gates, Lord, open the gates for us and for all Israel. The gates of atonement, benevolence, and compassion. Generosity and hope, insight and joy. Openness, purity, and quietude. The gates of understanding and virtue. Open the gates, open them wide. Restore us, O God, show us again the light of your presence, that we may find deliverance. The sun is setting, the silence and peace of night descend upon the earth. Give rest now, O author of peace, to our troubled hearts. Lift up the spirit oppressed by guilt. Turn, O loved one, to your children. Turn to every broken heart and every burdened soul. Let us at this hour be sure of your forgiveness. From your house, Lord, we are about to return to our homes. Enter them with us, that they may become your sanctuaries, dwelling places of your Spirit. Then will our home stand firm against the storms of life, to be a shelter for all that is good and a refuge from evil. And still another dwelling place have you destined for us, O source of life, an eternal home to which we shall go when our brief stay on earth has passed. Open for us then the gates of everlasting peace, and keep alive in those who follow us the truth, the visions, and the hopes we have struggled to make real. This twilight hour reminds us also of the day when, if we are faithful to our mission, your light will arise over all the world, and Israel's spiritual descendants will be as numerous as the stars of heaven. Teach our people to recognize the meaning of our history and the challenge of our destiny, to proclaim to all your children the truth of Israel's message, one humanity on earth, even as there is one God in heaven. You alone know when this great hope shall be fulfilled, but the day will surely come, even as none of your words return fruitless, without having accomplished your purpose. Then joy will thrill all hearts, and from one end of the earth to the other will ring the exultant cry, Hear, O Israel, hear all creation, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Your house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. All nations shall flock to it and exclaim in triumphant song, Lift up your heads, O gates, lift yourselves up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory enter. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts, he is the King of glory.
Susharim Moshe Musavakim Eolam V'yavo Melech HaKavod Susharim Moshe V'yavo Melech HaKavod
Together. Lord, whither can I go from your spirit? Whither can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to the heavens, you are there. If I make my home in the lowest depths, behold, you are there. If I take up the wings of the morning and dwell on the ocean's farthest shore, even there your hand will lead me, your right hand will hold me. And if I say, surely the darkness will conceal me, night will hide me from view, even the darkness is not too dark for you. The dark is clear as the day. When I consider the heavens, the work of your hands, and when I gaze at the measureless sea of space and the endless host of stars that sail in it, and when I set out to understand this marvel and its tremendous maker, then your greatness and power overwhelm me. Your infinite majesty makes me tremble with awe. For the worlds beyond count are but a breath of your spirit, the lucent suns only beams of your light. Oh, what are we, that you have given us eyes to see something of your truth? What am I, that you have given me thought to fathom something of your purpose? Yet upon the earth, with all its abundance and beauty, forests dancing with life, mountains rising like prayers, seas roaring their creative hymn, with all the mysteries of the boundless depth and the immeasurable heights, you have chosen us to proclaim your grandeur and to voice the longings of all being for you, O King of the universe and fountain of life. In woman and man, children of dust and offspring of heaven, you have blended two worlds, perishable earth and immortal soul, finite matter, locked into time and space, and infinite spirit which endures through all eternity. You have given us dominion over the works of your hands and placed all things under our care. You have commanded us to live at peace with all living creatures and to walk softly in their presence. But there is that in us which darkens the soul. Called to a life of righteousness, we rebel. Arrogance possesses us. The passions that rage within us drown the voice of conscience. Good and evil, virtue and vice, love and hate contend for the mastery of our lives. Again and again we complain of the struggle, forgetting that the power to choose is the glory and greatness of our being. When we succumb, life loses its beauty, and within us sounds the voice of judgment. Where are you? How you have fallen, O children of the Most High. But sure as is your judgment, Lord, surer still is your mercy. It is not the death of sinners you demand, only that they return to you, return to life. The gates of your forgiveness are opened wide, and all who seek to enter may be at one with you. Aware of our weakness, eternal God, we have come before you, longing for your presence, your light, your peace. We have reflected with anguish on a life misused and filled with regrets, on opportunities neglected and promises unfulfilled. We have struggled to reach you, to turn back to you and to your law. Accept then our penitent spirits. Be with us as our hope for the future. Now, as evening falls, light dawns within us. Hope and trust revive. The shadow that darkened our spirit is vanished, and through the passing cloud there breaks, with the last rays of the setting sun, the radiance of your forgiving peace. We are restored, renewed by your love. How can we find words to thank you for your goodness, and how can words alone be fitting thanks? And so we make this pledge. We will thank you with our lives. We will offer to you the work of our hands. Fill then our hearts, our life, our work with a constant love for you, God of the universe, creator of all life, Lord of all being. Then shall our souls rejoice and sing. You have turned my grief into dancing, released me from my anguish, and surrounded me with gladness. O Lord my God, I shall give thanks to you forever. Yitkadal v'kadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divra chirete v'amlich machute, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, bagala uvizman kariv v'imru, Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kedusha, La'ela min kol brechata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, ta'amiram be'alma v'imru. Titkabel slothom uvathon dechol Yisrael, kadam avahon di v'ishmaya v'imru. Yehei shlama rabba min shemayim, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu yasei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. We continue with Hatikva, page 533.
Adonai
our service with Havdalah on page 526. We'll turn off the lights. And feel free to comfy up, the last one standing here. Ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai, ya la lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai, ya la lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hadafen borei peri hadafen ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai, ya la lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei besamim borei minei besamim. Ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai, ya la lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai, ya la lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei me'orei ha'esh borei me'orei ha'esh ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya la lai lai, ya la lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai, ya la lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai, ya lai lai. All right, just one more left before the best part. Your job is to say amen after what I say. And now at the close of this day's service, we implore you, O Lord our God, let the year upon which we've entered be for us, for Israel, and for all the world, a year of blessing and prosperity. Amen. A year of salvation and comfort. Amen. A year of peace and contentment, of joy and of spiritual welfare. Amen. A year of virtue and of reverence for God. Amen. A year that finds the hearts of parents united with the hearts of their children. A year of your pardon and favor. May the Lord bless our goings and our coming out from this time forth and forevermore. And we say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. The first one, yeah. Please remember to come and take a flower before you leave, to take it with you, and there's wine and there's challah out there for you as well. Shana Tova. Thank you to everyone.